Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. We're going to show you how to score a PPP loan. If you are a freelancer or sole proprietor, there is still time, and we're going to cover everything that you need to know and what you need to do. Before I get into it, please take a second to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you get notified on everything that we are doing on the channel. Again, I cover everything from marketing, money, funding, grants, everything, a little bit of everything. Stimulus, we cover it all. Let's get into it. The PPP loan has been extended through May 31st, 2021. Now, I have spoken to many lenders, spoke to two today, who have told me that the money is running out and that people need to get their application in as soon as possible. Here's what we know so far. There has been almost $800 billion of these PPP loans written. $800 billion. You have to say it twice because it's so much money. There's been a lot of problems with this. You know, we all know of the undeserving companies that got it, but here's the best part. There's been 1,000 criminal indictments already for people that have applied for these loans that committed fraud and other shenanigans that they're, been indicted for, and bought Bitcoin Ferraris and things like that. There's also, which is crazy when you think about this, the SBA says that there are 2 million loans, 2 million of the loans that they consider to be problematic. Don't you like that? That means that these degenerates never should have gotten the loans, but it's problematic. So you're trying to score a PPP loan. Here's what you need to do to get that. And we're going to cover the basis of exactly what you need to do. There are still lenders out there. Again, I spoke to two today that were very excited to take applications. First things first, know that the deadline is May 31st. Okay? That's the proposed deadline for PPP program. Again, no one thinks it's going to go that long. People think that it's going to run out of money. The lenders I spoke to today both told me that they feel that it could run out within 2 weeks. So they're thinking mid-May 2021, and when all the proceeds will be done. And then you'll start to see a smattering of banks that have money left over that people will be fighting for and adding additional applications. The program has been set up to where you can take 2 specific draws for the PPP program. Okay? The initial program had nothing to do with your sales and a sales decline. It was just a matter of keeping your employees involved. So draw 1 basically had nothing to do with the decrease in sales. For round 2, they want your sales figures to be lowered by 25% for an 8-week period. Now, here's the thing. Initially, when you got round 1 of the PPP program, you couldn't go back and get round 2 for 8 weeks. Now you don't have to wait. Both lenders told me that today, that you don't have to have the 8-week waiting period. Round 2 is based on the decrease in sales. So you have to have the decrease in sales to get round 2. You can go off of your gross profit for the company. You can take 2.5 times your average monthly payroll up to not to exceed $100,000. Okay, decent amount of money for somebody that's a sole proprietor. I get people that write me and say, it's only $25,000, Dan, it's terrible. No, it's still a lot of money, guys, that can be forgiven. And basically, it's a grant at that point. So take advantage of it while you can. Now, once again, the PPP loan is based on payroll. You can get this even if you don't have employees, if it's just you. Basically, it's your gross profit, 2.5 times your gross profit. If you have employees, you can figure that into the calculation, the 2.5 times. So the only thing you have to deduct is employee benefits, which is your line 14 in your taxes. If that's 0, then there's nothing to deduct. But again, that's what you have to figure. I think the best PPP lenders are the ones that you can speak to and talk to and get answers to, so you can explain your situation, so you can maximize your money. But this is based on gross profit right now and not the net. So the loans are much larger. People are getting much bigger money, and you don't have to pay it back. The forgiveness, if the loan is under $150,000, is a single-page document. Get help on filling that out. Don't do it by yourself. Don't just rely on the lender. Get an accountant to help you. Who does your taxes? Have them help you with that form. It is that simple. But man, this money is there right now. And while you can get this, go out and get it. The alternative lenders, the smaller lenders, like I spoke to today, these guys are hungry to make loans, okay? We'll share some phone numbers and things like that with you guys if you want them. I don't make any money on that, but these are people that want to make loans for people because they know that some of the larger companies, there's a bottleneck and they're not answering the phones and giving people 14-day answers and things like that. You're allowed 2 draws of the PPP program, okay? The second draw, initially people had to wait 8 weeks before they could submit for a new loan. Right now, the PPP lenders today told me you could fund and then immediately go and try to get the second loan immediately. But you have to have, for the second loan, you have to show that there was an 8-week period that had less sales in 2020 than in 2019. Bravo, simple, okay? Go get it. Even if the loan is approved and forgiven, you still may be up for review from the SBA. They're randomly and routinely pulling industries. They're randomly and routinely pulling certain size loans that they're going to ask questions about, which if you did everything right, you don't care about. Now, the other thing is taxes on these loans. Right now, it's considered forgivable, but you don't have to worry about taxes for the federal, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware purposes. They say that you don't have to worry about taxes. But however, if you're doing work and you're located in states such as Virginia, Ohio, Massachusetts, you could be subject to state taxes on these loans. Again, speak to your accountant and find out exactly what you need. From talking to the lender today, here's exactly what he wants. He wants a company that, number one, has got all their numbers in a row. Know your sales for 2019, know your sales for 2020. Have the gross revenue, okay? Have your gross profit, have your net profit. If you have employees, have the list of the employees and exactly what you spent on that. If you do not have employees and it's just you, that's fine. You can get this loan, but have all your figures in order. Be able to explain to the lender what you do. They're going to ask so they understand how the income is generated. It's not necessarily some places get loans and some places don't. There are businesses that cannot get a PPP loan, and you don't want to worry about that. If you're on the list and you're not eligible, they're going to tell you immediately that you're not eligible, and I'm sure you know that. But again, for common sense and explaining to an individual what you do for a living, be ready to explain that and explain it so he understands where the revenue comes from. Explain the 8 weeks, the 8-week decrease in money. Now, when you think about the lockdown that happened in March of last year, there you go. I mean, did you do anything during that time? I know a lot of people that did nothing during that time. So get yourself ready for that. It should be fairly simple to explain that. Have the documentations, have your tax ID number, have all your banking information, have the bank statements already ready for him or for the lender so you can send any of that you need. Have your taxes ready, okay? If they want any forms from the IRS, have that ready as well, but just be prepared before you contact these lenders. Ask them what the time frame is for an answer and for funding. The question I asked today, both said they will get an answer in 4 days, which seems pretty good because they submit the paperwork, get it to the bank gives them an answer, any questions, you would hear back, but you get an approval in 4 days. They will fund within 7 days after that, which is very quick, guys. So again, if a loan is in the pipeline through May, they can fund it in June as long as there's money, but there has to be money in the coffers to fund those loans after the fact. So be ready for that. Again, there will be nothing else like this out there. This is the best grant. This is the best program, bar none. If you run a legitimate entity and you put on your taxes that you have a side hustle in any way, shape, or form that you write off in your taxes, you're eligible for this loan as an individual. Go out and get it. Go out and talk to the lenders. You've got the link for Womply below that sends you out. Some people like it, some people don't. A lot of people have been funded with it. But again, they're like everybody else and they're inundated. I would look at the smaller lenders online and see who's going to approve me quicker and talk to their customer service number, call them and speak to them and get an answer quickly. Now, a few more of the rules. You had to have been in business from February 15th, 2020. I opened up in summer. You're not going to qualify. You had to have filed your 2019 tax return showing business income on that. Most likely a Schedule C on your 1040 form that shows your business income. Okay? If you file a 2020 tax return, even better, they say, but you had to have done that to be eligible. Don't forget things like your ID and a copy of a voided check so you can get the money put into your account. Things like that would be helpful. I hope that this was helpful. Again, if you'd like to use Womply, the link is below. If you'd like other lenders, please reach out. We can refer other people to you. If you are a PPP lender that writes smaller loans and you'd like to share your services with others, please reach out as well. Before I leave, don't forget to join our email list. The link is below. It's growing. There's a lot of people on that. If you'd like to get more access to me via Patreon, you can join the Patreon account and sign up for that. Don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, share it with all your friends and colleagues, and I will see you guys very soon.